My fiance announced he was in love with my sister at our engagement party. 5 years later, he was serving us drinks at my anniversary dinner. Right in the middle of his toast, Ryan put down his champagne and said, "I can't do this. I'm in love with your sister." The room with 50 people went completely quiet. Chloe stood up from table 3 with her face totally white. "Ryan, not like this." They left separately while I just stood there holding my champagne. My parents were screaming, but I couldn't even breathe. That night, my cousin texted me. They're at his apartment. I felt sick reading it. Looking back, the signs were all there. Ryan kept skipping our wedding planning sessions. Chloe was missing family dinners. They wouldn't look at each other at my birthday party. Some of my relatives had noticed something was off, but nobody wanted to say anything. 2 weeks later, they were posting photos together. Chloe was wearing the bracelet I'd bought her as a bridesmaid gift. Ryan was teaching her all the recipes I'd taught him. Our friends immediately picked sides. They couldn't help their feelings. Like our 3 years together meant absolutely nothing to them. I deleted all my social media and moved back with my parents. But I didn't just sit around feeling sorry for myself. I took our wedding savings and enrolled in culinary school. Then I took hospitality management classes at night. I worked 3 different jobs and learned everything from washing dishes to being a sommelier. I was sleeping in my car between shifts. My parents kept asking me to slow down, but I couldn't stop. Working was the only thing keeping me from falling apart. While I was working 18-hour days, Ryan and Chloe were living together. They moved in after 3 months. They got engaged exactly 1 year after ruining my engagement party. The ring was definitely smaller than mine had been. Everyone noticed that. Ryan kept losing marketing jobs. Chloe's influencer career went nowhere. They got evicted twice. Mom told me, "Ryan asks about you constantly." I didn't care anymore. I was actually building something real. 5 years later, I was running 3 successful restaurants when I met Daniel at a wine vendor event. He owned a vineyard up north. We stayed up all night talking about fermentation and flavor profiles. He made me laugh for the first time in years. 8 months later, he proposed at his vineyard during sunset. It was small and private and perfect. We had a small wedding with just family and close friends. Chloe wasn't invited. Neither was Ryan. I never told Daniel their actual names. I just said my ex left me for someone close to me. He never asked for details, but my family kept me updated on them. Ryan couldn't keep a job. Chloe's Instagram career was dead. They were facing their 3rd eviction. Mom mentioned, "She's miserable. He's drinking." Dad added, "They blame each other for everything." Meanwhile, I had my restaurant empire. I had a husband who absolutely adored me. I had success that I'd earned through all that pain. For our first anniversary, Daniel insisted we eat at my flagship restaurant, where your empire started. I tried to suggest other places, but he'd already made reservations under his name. They promised the best table. The hostess seated us at table 7 with a perfect view of the kitchen. Daniel ordered champagne to the woman who turned pain into power. Then I saw our server walking over. That walk, that nervous laugh. It was Ryan. He completely froze when he saw me. The champagne glasses were shaking on his tray. 5 years had not been kind to him. He had a cheap haircut and that polyester uniform. He looked exhausted, like someone barely making ends meet. "Good evening, his voice cracked. "I'll be taking care of you tonight." Daniel didn't recognize him, but Ryan definitely recognized Daniel. Our wedding announcement had been in the business section, the vineyard acquisition. Everyone talked about us as this power couple. I watched him swallow hard. "Would you like our specials?" His hands were shaking holding the tablet. Daniel ordered everything expensive. The wagyu, the wine pairing, the full 7-course tasting menu, all the things Ryan could never afford on a server's salary. For 2 hours, Ryan had to serve us. He refilled our glasses. He cleared our plates. He asked if everything was prepared to our liking. He watched Daniel kiss my hand. He listened to us laugh together. He saw the Harry Winston anniversary band that cost more than he made in a year. I could see him doing the math in his head. He'd only been working there 2 weeks. The restaurant had changed ownership 6 months ago. He hadn't known it was mine when he applied. Nobody mentions the owner's name during server training. Now he was trapped. When Daniel went to the bathroom, Ryan lingered at our table. "The restaurant, I didn't know it was yours." I didn't say anything. "Started here last week. Needed anything?" Still nothing from me. Chloe left me. Said I lacked ambition. His voice was breaking. I think about that night constantly. What I destroyed. Daniel came back and mentioned casually, "My wife owns this place. Building quite the empire." Ryan nearly dropped our dessert. "Congratulations," he whispered. When the check came, I signed it. Tips included. He stared at the amount. It was more than he'd make all week. A week later, my manager mentioned Ryan had quit. No notice. He just disappeared. Chloe was engaged to some dentist now. She texted me once wanting to talk. I deleted it.